Hey, you guys. So I'm a few minutes late because we're still kind of figuring this out for the first time. And wow, I've been so busy that, for instance, I bought a couple of iPads for the studio for us to be able to do these live streaming more efficiently. I hadn't even gotten them set up yet. I mean, they've been sitting in my office for like a week and a half now. And I'm literally downloading Facebook on this one right now so that I can log in and see y'all's comments. So this is about as live as it gets with Jill Wiseman. A little bit crazy. No, don't allow. Hey, look, there's me. I see me. Awesome. Look. Okay. So I've got Brian here who's going to help me out a little bit. But here is, let's see, I'm going to get this together so that I can see y'all's comments. Let's see, here's the best way for me to do that. Yes, let me turn the sound off. I'm laughing at listening to myself here. Let's see here. Turn it. There we go. No, we don't want to connect with friends. Hi, guys. Let's see here. We've got Dana and Sharon's here. Oh, my gosh, there's a bunch of you guys already. Ann Adams. I know Miss Ann. Becky and Sharon is here. She got in. Yes, indeed. I'm lucky I got in. Crystal's here. She's going to help answer any questions too if there's questions that I can't answer. So I'm super excited. It's almost afternoon. Hey, it's still before noon o'clock, and so I consider that morning. I'm not a morning person, so as long as I get into the office before 12 o'clock p.m., then I consider it morning. I got there in the morning. Miss Gail Foster's here. Mwah. Gail was on one of my international trips with me. She went on the first trip to the Czech Republic. So let me tell you guys what we're doing today. I have got so much new stuff to tell you guys about these days, and it just seemed wrong to not do video to kind of tell you about it, but also, you know, I get bored and I want to just kind of hang out and bead with you guys. So I thought that we would start doing this once a week. And what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to pick like 2 or 3 times and kind of bounce around them. My goal is to try to get it so that sometime will work for everybody. I know that right now it's the middle of a Monday. A lot of people are at work. They can't be on with us. So I will probably do an evening session, a weekend session, or a weekday session. I'll pick 3 different times and days of the week, and we'll kind of rotate between those 3 times and days. But like I said, once a week, we're going to hang out and bead together for an hour, and I can kind of tell you what's going on, and you can ask questions, and I just think it'll be fun, because normally I bead alone, and well, beading's always fun. It's more fun if you do it with people. So the thing that I'm working on today, and you guys can work on whatever you want to work on. This is not where we necessarily all have to be working on the same project kind of thing. This is literally just social time. But you might pick up some tips along the way, and if I think of something as I'm beading that might help you out, I'll mention it. And I'm going to try to keep my eye on the comments. Oh, Miss Peggy. She says, miss you tons. I miss seeing you guys too. It's really hard, not only because of COVID, that we haven't seen anybody for a really long time, but also because the bead shows have been dying. And so we don't get to see each other with the bead shows very often anymore. And that was when we all used to kind of get together in person and get to hug on each other and catch up on each other's worlds and stuff. So I really miss that a lot. I hope that we can kind of create a little bit of a community, all of us together here. It looks like we've got people from all over the world. We've got the UK here, and Portugal, and Barbados. Oh my God, that's so cool. Can I go to Barbados? I want to see if I can zoom in a little bit on this bead board. So excuse me while I just do a little bit of reconfiguring here. Let's see if I can get it to zoom. Zoom, baby. Zoom just a little. There we go, there we go, there we go. That better? Let's see. I'm getting a really long lag with what's showing up on my screen, so I have to kind of wait a sec to see if that's going to work for the Zoom. Okay, let's see here. Gonna have to look at your replay, doctor's appointment. Please keep doing videos. Absolutely. I've gotten a bunch of people asking if I was going to post the video afterwards, and I for sure will. So once we're done, I'm planning on being kind of like an hour and 15 minutes or so each time. And then after the live is over, we have an option to just click a button and it'll automatically post to Facebook, and I will definitely do that. So if you don't happen to be here with me live, you can still be with me afterwards. So, so the big thing that happened yesterday, I don't know if you saw it, but I released the, we've got Toronto here, Helena. We've got the new Swarovski Festival of Lights commemorative bangles. So this has been a project that I've literally been working on for months. It took 64 different colors of Swarovski crystal to make all these bangle kits, and I'll kind of show you what I'm going to work on is the blues. But we've got the blues, the greens, the reds. Let me get this is what it looks like when you get one of these kits. You've got all the materials that you need for it, including the needle and the thread is in there. And then you get, I've had a bunch of people ask me this, whether the colors that are in the bangle are included. And the answer is yes. So there's a little insert here. It shows you actually two different ways that you can line up your crystals. So you can put all of the same colors together in color blocks all the way around, or you can do, there's like in the pink one here, there is 8 colors. There are 8 colors. And you could do a set of 8 and then that set of 8 and then that set of 8. So there are different ways to do it, but this is where it shows what colors are in the kit. And they are in order. So when we made these kits, let me show you. This is what a labor of love it's been. Sevenge is largely responsible for all of this because she spent weeks and weeks and weeks getting all these ready. We strung them on thread so that it was in the order that is listed on the little sheet there, so that you know exactly what colors are going in it. So today I'm going to work on the blues. Oh wait, I never did finish showing you. Okay, so red, green. See, now you'll understand just how ADD I am. There's the pretty pink. We literally have one pink left. I cannot even believe it. That one I did not see coming. And then we've got the pretty blacks and whites and grays, which I think is going to be super classy looking. And then there's the yellows, which is right here. Yellows and oranges. This gradation worked out so beautifully. And then the purples, you know I love my purples. And there's the purples. So, I know it's a little hard to see because I'm working on a red background today. The reason I decided to do that is because I'm using light colored Superduos and seed beads, and so I thought that the darker background would help out seeing those on camera. This is actually the first time that I've beaded since my eye surgery, and it's also there was something else that I was going to say. Since my eye surgery, I have no idea. I don't know. Okay, I started thinking about something else, and poof, it's gone. You know how that goes. I think probably the other thing that I was going to mention about these are the kits, the full set of all 7 colors. I think we've only, like when I left my office, we only had 9 of those full sets left. We've got 1 pink bracelet left. We're lowest on the greens, the pink, obviously, the reds. I think those are the 3 that we're lowest on. And then we've got plenty of the purple and the blue and the black and white. So that's kind of where we are. Hey, Miss Carol from the Czech Republic trip, you can tell that we really got along really well. Oh, pink is now officially sold out. I know the next question is going to be, are you going to restock? I don't know. If you ask June Wiseman, the answer is a resounding no. because it took us so long to get these together. I did start out telling that story. So 64 colors of crystals in all of these bangles. So it took us a long time to get them in stock, because reordering from Swarovski is taking a really long time these days. So I think I can still get all the crystal colors. The Superduos that I used in here, we were making so many kits that I had to special order these Superduos from the Czech Republic, because I needed like, what was it? Was it 20 mass of them or something? I don't know. It was just like some really huge amount. And so we had to wait for these to be made in the Czech Republic and then shipped over to the US. So I did order extra of the Superduos in anticipation that we might sell out. But then the other complication that I have to juggle here is I've been getting a lot of requests for the single rainbow bracelet, which is the thing that started all these, right? So this is the one that is the rainbow colorway. We've already sold out of this one a couple times, and so I've been getting requests to have more of these made. So I don't know how many man hours that I can devote to making all of these, but I'm going to try, is all I can say. So on the rainbow bangle ones, you can sign up for the notification when these go back in stock. I know for sure I will at least do some additional of this, as long as I can get all the crystal colors. And I still think I can get these base colors. Then on the pink and any other ones that might go out of stock, I'm probably going to try to make a small selection, but it won't be a huge selection, additional selection. So just FYI. Then I know that this is so weird. As I'm looking at the comments, it's repeating that certain people are watching over and over and over and over again. So I don't know why it's doing that, but let me kind of roll up. Somebody asked if I had cataracts. No, actually, it's the same surgery as cataract surgery that I had, but actually it was that I'm so nearsighted that they were really not being able to correct my vision with a combination of contacts and glasses, because the contact makers didn't even make contacts strong enough for my prescription anymore. So my options were either to go down the custom contact route, which is expensive, or have this surgery. Like, I couldn't even have LASIK because I was too nearsighted for LASIK. So in that case, it was I either have this surgery where they go in and literally replace the lens just the way they do in cataract surgery, or I would have to pay lots and lots of money for custom contacts that might or may not work as well. So I had this surgery and I'm super pleased. It'll be 2 weeks tomorrow. My mid distance is always going to be a little bit more fuzzy. So I'm finding ways to kind of acclimate to that, changing where my monitor is when I'm looking at the computer and that kind of thing. My near distance is stunningly good. I will say that I've discovered that I do still want to kind of wear readers to help with that, just bump that a little bit. But like, I'm able to completely function without any glasses or contacts for the first time since I was in the 2nd grade. And I'm not even kidding. Bead on a board. Yes. So that was the other thing that I was going to mention. When I showed a picture of this particular bead on it board the other day on Facebook, I got a lot of comments asking if I sold ones with the darker background. This is something that Dee Payot is the woman who invented the bead on it boards. And she used to do a lot of boards that had the darker background on them for this very reason, because you can see, the lighter color beads so much more easily on a dark color background. Over time, she kept getting more and more requests for the lighter color backgrounds, and so it's kind of morphed into, right now, the only kind of bead on it boards, and I'm talking specifically about the brand bead on it boards, that you can get have the light colored background. I meant to email Nathan about that, because Potomac Beads now owns the Bead on It board brand, and they're making them in-house. I meant to email him before this live to ask him if it would be a possibility of getting some darker background ones made, whether it's custom for us or whether it's something that he adds to the Bead on It board lineup, because I think that there's a lot of use for it. So I'll get on that, and I'll email Nathan after this live, and I'll update you guys what I find out there. So let's see here. We've got Washington count here. Do you think you will sell just the crystals in the colors, not the whole kit? Possibly. It sure would be easier on our end. So I'm not sure, Eve, but I will check into that, because I think that might be a really good option for all of us. And then you would just buy whatever seed beads you wanted and Superduos you wanted to go with it. So that might be a way for me to do restock without having to restock the whole thing. So let's see here. Ooh, we've got Claire from Devon in the UK. Suzanne Smith just got the complete set. I need a bigger cup. Hey, you making fun of my cup? This is the cup I used to take to the bead shows. You know, when you're sitting behind a booth all day long and it's a big deal to like go get refreshment. I got this big 64-ounce monster, and it actually, you can probably see it has some crystals on it, but over time I didn't know what I was doing with the crystals, and I didn't like sand down the surface before I applied the crystals. So over time and when I say time, it's been like 7 or 8 years, so it's taken a long time, but they're starting to come off here and there. So I'm actually going to remove them and completely re-bling out this center part. And I even have crystals set aside for that. So, but yeah, I knew I was going to be talking a lot today, so I brought my drink. Kentucky and Anita from Oklahoma. Oh, Dana, you can't have LASIK either. Doesn't that suck? Yeah, well, then you would probably be a candidate for this kind of surgery. The downside is it's really expensive. And for me, at least, insurance didn't cover it. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, the blues and greens are definitely gorgeous. Okay. More people have, you know, it's this whole getting older and your eyes starting to have a problem. Not so fun. We have Celine from France. All right, so yes, good to see me again. I know, I've been kind of MIA, haven't I? There have been a number of reasons for that. And the main reason is because I've just had so much to do that I haven't had time to do the videos and do the projects and do all the back end of things. What happens is, you know, when I release a video, I kind of have to be ready for y'all to come after the video is released, because you're going to want instructions, you're going to want kits, or you're going to want whatever supplies it is that I used in that video, which means that I have to go and be ahead of the game and get all that stuff ordered, get it in stock, get it added to the website. You know, there's a lot of moving parts just for one single video. And, you know, with COVID for half the year last year, it was just Mom and me doing the entire business, everything. So that got better, because then I hired Corey and Sevenge. And so Sevenge just last week has moved to Vermont. So now we're to Virginia. And so now we're gonna have a Virginia office. She's gonna be working remotely for us from there. I actually have hired a second shipping person who is going to start in a little less than 2 weeks. So her name is Kaylin. And so she's going to start pretty soon. And of course, Crystal is going to be coming pretty soon. And I've got more people who I'm planning on hiring and coming. So we've got more and more help coming. And so you will definitely be seeing my face a lot more on video. You'll be seeing Crystal's face on video too, which is really great. I'm super excited. She's actually flying in late tonight, and we are going to be spending the week together, and we're going to do a couple of special things this week too. Somebody, will my craft optics work for me if you replace the prescription with just magnification? You bet. And I will definitely be contacting them about switching my my lenses in my craft optics. I kind of wanted my vision to settle for a little bit first before I did that. And let's see here. Is that a geode in the background? Yes, I love my geode. Actually, it's not even mine. I actually bought that for Mama June back on her 60th birthday. And she's now 74. Oh, I just got a tickle. She's now 74, but it's pretty much lived in my film studio since we got it. So she gets to visit it either on camera or she can come into the film studio and visit it. Okay, so I want to stop talking, just talking, and let's get together and bead. I did take the liberty of getting this ready a little bit. And I will also tell you that I'm actually really terrible at multitasking, so we're going to see how this goes. Talking and beading together, I'm usually a one or the other, and so I'm not quite sure how well I'm going to do at this, but we're going to try it. I figured Festival of Lights was simple enough that I could probably get away with it. I did set this up just as an FYI. I put a stopper bead on the end of my thread. Oops, and I got my needle threaded so I wouldn't have to try to do that on camera. Okay, voila. Definitely need to keep hydrated from all the chatter. Oh my gosh, you guys don't even know. I just don't talk that much when it's just me. I purposely have an office. I'm the only one at Jill Wiseman Designs who has my own office because I tend to be very ADHD. And I'm undiagnosed, but I guarantee you that I'm ADHD. And so I kind of have to have my own office so I can focus and not get distracted by what everybody else is doing. So that means I don't do a lot of talking. So when like Crystal comes in and we sit there and we talk nonstop for days, by the end of like the second day, my throat is so sore at the end of the day, it's just ridiculous. And it's because I'm just not used to doing this much talking. So I'm either going to have to, Crystal and I are going to have to learn to take breaks when she moves here, or my throat is just going to have to get used to it, you know. Because I had the same thing. I had another friend who was in town, and same thing. I just was just talking so much all day long that by the end of the day, something else that I did before we started, because I was smart enough to know that I was going to be super distracted, is I counted out the number of Superduos that I think I need for this bangle. When I made this sample for the rainbow bangle, I used all 40 crystals. So this was 80 Superduos for the base because I wanted to be able to show you guys the entire full set. But even for me, this bangle is a little bit too big. It just goes, it will fall off me. So I was trying to figure out how many fewer I want. So I separated out 72 of them. I can't remember what my number is as part of the problem. So I separated out 72. It's either 72 or 74. And I figured at 72, I'm going to test it. And then we'll try and I can add in another couple if I need to. But one of the things that I do is periodically I look back to make sure at the line to make sure that I didn't accidentally double pick up a seed bead or a Superduo, because I am notorious for that. Chloroseptic throat spray. That's a good idea. Kind of, I suppose that just kind of numbs it up a little bit for you. Link to buy the Festival of Lights kit seems not to be working. It should be working because it went live yesterday. So if the link isn't working, go to jillwisemandesigns.com and then click shop. And then you could just search on festival, the word festival, and all of the options should come up that way. Yeah, Leona, it only uses 62. I know, it's the fluffy woman problem. I always use way more than the average person, but that's life. Oh man, I totally forgot too. Because we were beading together, and what else do you do when you bead together? You eat chocolate, right? So I had put out some chocolate to bring in here into the film studio with me, and I forgot. So just know that if you're eating chocolate over there with your beads, that I am doing it in solidarity with you after this. One of the other things that I really like about the darker Bead On It board cover is that, for instance, I was able to just kind of look down and see whether these holes were blocked. There were a couple that I just checked with my needle because I couldn't tell for sure. But for the most part, I was able to just look down and see whether that dark color is coming up through the holes, which I really liked. And if you get one of these kits, and or if you buy the new Check Shield Superduos, they're definitely, I'm switching over all of my Superduos that the Check Shield option is available. As they come in, as they get reordered, I'm switching them over. They're a little bit more expensive than the normal color, but what the deal is it's Beadsmith in particular. They're the vendor who's worked with the Czech bead makers to make this happen. They're putting a clear coat over the beads after the finish has been applied. So finishes that in the past were notorious for wearing off really easily. For instance, the Crystal Labrador one can wear off pretty quickly. Lava Red is super notorious. Like, I don't even carry that much Lava Red because of it wearing off so much. So by them applying this clear coating, it is supposed to elongate the time that that finish will hold up. Because it's such a new thing, I haven't really had a chance to do a lot of testing of it, but it should be the same as what they're doing, say, with the Duracoats or the permanent galvanized. You know, what they're basically doing with those is doing a clear coat over the bead itself. So it should have the same kind of durability as those beads, which I'm really excited about, because that is something that I've heard from customers and students for years and years, is that they just hate it when you put time into a project and that finish wears off. What color are the Superduos in the kit? I'm using the kit comes with the Crystal Labrador. I saw earlier there was a question about whether there would be a gold option too. No, there won't, but I really liked Eve's idea about maybe just selling a set of the beads, and then you can choose your own color for the seed beads and the Superduos. Because, for instance, you may want, instead of having a silver with your blue, you may want I think a dark blue bottom on this would look absolutely amazing. Or you could do a gold versions. So I'm going to look at possibly doing that. Joanne says my sound is off. Actually, Joanne, I think your sound is probably off because everybody else is hearing me. Mwah. Love you, girl. Yes, checking for blocked holes before you start. Yes, Sharon, I have been bad about that in the past, and it makes me so mad to have to rip out a sample when... Ooh, Eve says I used 72 in my video. Thank you, Eve. See, I rely on you guys to tell me what I did because I could never remember. So funny. So I want to know if you guys are beading at home. Also, if you're just sitting here watching me blather on, I want to know what you're working on these days. I'm super excited to be able to have some time to bead. That is something that I'm really, really looking forward to as I'm adding worker bees here for Jill Wiseman Designs. It's going to finally give me some time to sit and bead and design and enjoy all that again. Oh, we have Jetty. Is it Jetty or is it Yeti? I'm not sure. From Belgium. Okay, there we go. Voila. Working on just watching me. Oh my God. I'm so sorry that you're just sitting here staring at me. Oop. Leona's working on a Festival of Lights. What color is yours, Leona? I love how many different ways you guys have come up with to do the Festival of Lights. I think one of the reasons I went down that mental road with the coating on the Superduos was because I wanted to tell you that on some of these Superduos with that coating, it does clog up the hole just a little bit. And because it's clear, you can't see it. But I have not yet found and this one made me remember it because this one was clogged up a little bit. I have been able to clear every single one of those that was clogged up with the clear coating. So I just take my needle and poke it through, and then I usually kind of, swirl it around a little bit in the hole so that I make sure that I get all of it off. If you want to, you can go the other direction too to make sure you get that nice and open, because you will be going through those holes again later. And if you still feel some resistance, like I'm still feeling a little bit of resistance on this one, mainly from this side, I have extras, so I'm just going to put that one off to the side and use a different one instead, because there's no point in really being frustrated since I do have the extras. Okay, let's see. Rainbow kits. Ooh, peyote cuffs. Ah, thank you, Yeti. I know that a lot of places they don't pronounce the J, which frankly, I love my J. So, but thank you. Now I know how to pronounce your name. Ooh, Sarah's going to do a pop-up shop that sells, for a pop-up shop that sells her jewelry. 3-bead herringbone chain. Ooh, a teeny Cellini. You know what, Liz? I actually got some beads together and I have them sitting at my dresser at home to do a teeny Cellini for myself because I wanted to do a necklace. And I'm using D4221. Yeah, D4221, which is the kind of, it's not a pewter color. It's pewter might be a good way to, I can't remember what the official name is, but it's kind of a dark silver. And I'm going to use all of them. Well, let's see, it's the 8s, 11s, and 15s. And I think it was the 15s that I didn't have that color in stock. So I went with a darker 15 to kind of give it just a little bit of a, shading, subtlety. Let's see here. April, April says she did a project with beautiful Superduos and they rubbed off in no time. And that was even after she coated it herself. Just curious, what did you use to coat it with? I have got, I've been using the Protect-A-Clear. Protect-A-Clear tends to make things a little bit stiffer. And then the other one, which is the one that Potomac carries, and I can't think of the name of it right in a second. You guys probably know. That I actually have ordered, and I'm gonna also offer for sale on the web store, but I had to order it in like 3-gallon containers, and then I bought the little nail polish holder, little nail polish bottles to funnel it into, and we just haven't had time to do that yet. So let's see here. Oh, somebody says, I'm excited for your bead crochet video. Well, yeah, me too. Oh my God, you guys like broke the internet with how many people were excited about the bead crochet video. And then I was like, oh gosh, I guess I better really have to do this now. Ooh, an American flag, a herringbone flag. You know what? I love doing patterns like that in herringbone. It's a really cool look. So Shri, I hope you share a picture of it when you're done in the group, because I think that would be very cool. Let's see. Ooh, Gail's working on one of the stars, the DeMarco stars. Man, DeMarco does an incredible job designing those stars, don't they? I just love their designs. I've purchased several of them and I haven't had time to actually make them. Laura's working on trying Pondo stitch. I've been getting some requests for videos on Pondo, so I guess I need to teach it to myself so that I can teach it to you guys too. How do you know when you have the right number of Superduos? Good question, Rebecca. What you're going to do is you're going to get to where you're kind of close. So most people are somewhere between like 60 if you've got a skinny wrist or a skinny hand to like I'm 72. So when you get kind of close, you're going to wrap this around your cupped hand. So it's going to be like this, and you're going to wrap it around the widest part of your hand, which is usually your knuckles. And you're going to see how tight that is. And you want it just to touch, or it can even be just a little bit snug when you do that. And when you do that, it will, when you finish it up, okay, sorry, well, start over. See, this is where we would go cut, and I'd go back. But there's no cut in live. When you feel like it touches when you're going around your hand, at that point you can close up the connection. And once you have then finished on the other side, where you've added the seed bead on the other side of these two, that's another point where you might check it, because you're not too far down the road that if you decide at that point it feels a little snug coming over, then you can still go back without having to redo too much and add 2 Superduos. One of the things, if you'll recall, with Festival of Lights is that it has to be in an even number. So if you're going to add or subtract, it's going to have to be by 2 Superduos. Okay, let's see here. Can you do a video doing the Festival of Lights with a clasp? Lily, I have done one. And so if you go to the YouTube channel, so just go to YouTube and type in Jill Wiseman, and then you could even just type in Jill Wiseman Festival Clasp, and that video will pop right up for you. Oh my gosh, my brother is here watching. Hi, Rich. This is probably the first time he's ever watched me on video. Let's see. Oh, so April used the one from Potomac, that clear coating. Yeah, I think it helps. I don't know that it's as good. So that's why I'm really hopeful that this check shield coating is going to solve that problem for us. Okay, let's see here. There are many kits for the purple colorway. Tammy, yes, you know I love my purple, but I also have you purple girls out there, and I know it. So I did extras on the blues, the purples, the black, gray, and white, which hasn't been nearly as popular as I thought it would be. So those were the 3 that I did extras on, and the other 4 I did half as many. Turns out I should have done that larger number on all of them. I was afraid to invest that much money in these kits because it was very expensive to make these kits. So D-Hug is a new bead weaver. Yay! Welcome to the club. Let's see here. Orchid Tapestry. Michelle asking about whether I'm still going to work on a beaded box. Yes, I definitely want to do that. The problem with the beaded box video, as I'm kind of trying to work on it, is there's so many different techniques that people use, and also it just takes a really long time to make a sample. And that's really the main thing that has been kicking my butt, is just having that many hours to devote to making the samples that I need for the video, because I do have to have partially made samples for a video to show you, so we get you started, and then I send you off, and you're supposed to, work up to XYZ point. And then for the next segment, I have to have the project already beaded to that point to show you what happens next. And so that takes a lot of time. I get away with some of it doing my Barbie bracelets, obviously, and maybe I can make a Barbie box. I don't know. But really, for the most part, your box is going to end up needing to be real sized. And so that means to get those step outs, is what I call them, is, this is the step where I start building the walls, say, and then this is the step where we add the hem to the beaded box. That means I need like 3 or 4 partially finished boxes. So my plan is that I'm going to concentrate. I know that Julia Prettle just did a whole month of her beaded box with the folks at Seed Beads and More group, which, by the way, if you're not a member, you need to go join the Seed Beads and More group. It's a fabulous group, and they do a month-long bead along every month. So Julia Prettle just did one. But I'm going to concentrate first on working on some of Julia Prettle's boxes for the videos. And then as I learn more techniques myself, I will probably do videos that show just those extra special techniques that some of the other designers have come up with. Because I don't want to take away their thunder because they're the designers. I just want to make it a little bit easier and better access for people who don't necessarily understand how to do it. So yes, that was a really long answer to a question that says yes. Okay, let's see here. What else? Ooh, Nancy Kane's Spyglass. Nancy's been doing really nice stuff. Oh no, Eve, you says I also mentioned 68 Superduos for your length. Well, I gained 20 pounds during COVID 2020, so I'm going to go with 72. I'm going to assume. Can Anita Assad, can one do it with a clasp? Absolutely, and I have done a video on how to add a clasp to this. And let's see here. Can I do a video on bead embroidery? Florence, yes, I absolutely plan to do that. Again, it has just been a matter of time to do all of the projects that I want to, but I do plan on, it's going to actually be a series of videos on bead embroidery, because it's really not something that you can cover in just a single video. So I'm kind of thinking that that might be a fun bead along kind of thing to do, is maybe do a 4 or 6 week video series with bead embroidery, and we can all work on a project together. That's kind of what I have in the back of my head for that. Let's see here. Am I using stretching thread? No, actually I'm using Fireline for this. Love you. Well, I love you guys too. You guys really don't know. When I'm having a bad day, you guys always pick me up. It's just unbelievable what a generous group of people you are. Oh good, Crystal is including I don't know if you've noticed, but she's including the links to the kits that are available if you want them. And she just included a link to the video where I show you how to use a clasp. Hi, Daphne. My first time here too, so it works out. Cassie, my 7-year-old self just got excited. Barbie box. I know. Isn't everything cuter when it's little? It's ridiculous. Barbie has a great collection of beaded pretties. Yeah. You know, I was actually thinking that I need to like go buy a Barbie and maybe have her on the set behind me, and every time I can put a different Barbie piece of jewelry on her. Wouldn't that be funny? It can be like our secret little code. We have Evelyn from Scotland. I love Scotland. Closed captioning on the videos. Joyce, yes, actually the videos should have, I've authorized auto closed captioning. So if you just, it depends on what, how you're watching it. If you're watching it on the computer, if you just move your mouse or you click on the video, it brings up like all the controls that are normally hidden. And there's a CC button down there that you can hit, and then the closed captions will show. If you're on a device like an iPad or an iPhone, then you're just going to hit that screen, and that's when those same controls will pop up, and you hit that CC button and those captions will show up. So that's the auto-generated one. So there are going to be certain bead terms that it's not going to understand. It's going to say something weird, but I think it's good enough for you guys to understand the context of what's happening. Jen Harden, my very first bead is messed up, turned the wrong way. How do I fix it? I'm assuming that you're talking about on a Festival of Lights clasp. You're going to have to go back, unfortunately, and fix it. So if you're talking about the Superduos, that one is turned wonky, yeah, there's really no way around that. You're going to have to basically start over, and I wish there was a better answer for you, but sadly there's not. Oh, Sharon's made a 3-strand Festival of Lights using a 3-strand slide clasp. That is a great idea. I love it. The stupid COVID weight. I know, it's so annoying. I have a pink flamingo earrings. That would be good. I like that. I actually, one of the things that Mom gave me for Christmas, and this was so out of left field, I just can't even believe she did it, was she bought a 4-foot tall stuffed giraffe for me. And I named her Blossom, and you may have seen me post pictures of Blossom on Facebook. And she now lives in my office, and I've been doing a series of a whole bunch of demos. There's a new software that we're going to have to add to our website for inventory control, and I'm doing demos with these companies. And very clearly in the background, here's Blossom looking over my shoulder. And not one person has mentioned that I have this giant giraffe looking over my shoulder in the videos, in the Zoom calls, which I think is hysterical. It's like, what? Is that just like normal? I don't know. Maybe more people have giant giraffes in their offices than I'm aware of. Teeny weeny Cellini. Okay, so Eve says that I use 68, not 72. Well, I think I'm still going to try it with 72, and we're going to go from there. Like I said, I've added some weight and trying hard to get it off, but so far 3 pounds is gone again. We have Eva in Austria. That's someplace I haven't been yet, but you know, when I go to the Czech Republic, it's so close. So that's definitely someplace that I may tack on to one of my trips, or when we do one of the group tours, that might be an optional add-on to do a couple of days in Austria, because I would absolutely love to go to Austria. And I suppose this is going to be the point at which everybody starts bashing Swarovski. I know that a lot of you guys are so mad at Swarovski over this whole choosing to exit the DIY market. And I get it, I do. But you know what? It's not personal. You guys are taking it as a personal decision. They're a huge conglomerate business. And so they have to do what they think is right for their business. Do I think they're right? Not necessarily. But we have to live with it, right? I mean, this is we have no option. This is going to happen whether we like it or not. So I am definitely, there are some Swarovski colors that I am hoarding personally, and I'm already starting to see some colors that where I'm not being able to get, or it's taking an incredibly long time, and I'm still not necessarily sure if it's going to come from Swarovski. Technically, we're supposed to have until the end of September before they cut us off, but I think that they're already slowing the production of some colors. So Preciosa is going to become our new friend, right? And that is great because they have some interesting options that Swarovski never had. For instance, every color that they carry, you can get in a matte finish also. Even like a matte AB, and the matte ABs are really super cool if you haven't seen those before. So as a store person, a retailer, it's costing me a lot of money to stock up on the new Preciosa line. So far, I have got the 4mm in regular colors, the 4mm in AB, the 3mm in AB. I think I accidentally didn't order the 3mm in regular colors, so that's going to be the next set that I'm going to order. But it's, you know, taking thousands of dollars and a lot of time to get all this together. So they're not even on the website yet. Part of the reason they're not on the website is because I need this inventory software to make it happen. It's a whole long story. So they're coming. They're going to hopefully be up on the website within 4 to 6 weeks is my goal. Okay, so let's see here. So we will do Festival Lights kits. We'll switch them over to Preciosa as soon as I'm able to get stocked up, see what my color options are. I'm probably going to refresh all the color options for Festival Lights, and I will also be refreshing a lot of the other kits too. So for instance, Parisian Lights is one that is super popular, and so I'm going to have to figure out what new colorways I'm going to do in Preciosa. So we've got that coming. When life resumes, will you do trips again? Yes, I cannot wait. My friend John, by the way, I got to 72, and I'm going to check it here. So you can see as on the hand cam here, that is just about touching. So I think that's going to be perfect. It's going to shrink up just a little bit when I connect it and do the other side. So that's going to be, it will stretch enough that I can do it using the 72. So that's going to be my number. The other thing that I'm going to do before I connect these ends is I'm going to go back and do a visual check, make sure that I didn't goof up, And looky, I did, but luckily it was at the end. These two Superduos are missing a seed bead between them. So now I have to go back just a little bit. Thank goodness it's not too far, and that's why I actually mentioned it, is because I have had to go back and rip like almost the entire bracelet again, because I forgot a seed bead in between Superduos. Super annoying. Told you I couldn't talk and bead at the same time. Not kidding. Okay, so now we need a seed bead and then a Superduo. At least I know my number is right now. So John and I, John's John Kubrick, I did that Facebook Live with him not so long ago, and he is the guy who makes all those trips happen. He's the one with the contacts over in the Czech Republic and in China, and so he and I were just talking about that, and we are tentatively planning on another Czech trip in the spring of 2022. That will be our first one. We do not have anything planned yet. We don't have hotels or anything reserved, or we're not ready to take reservations or anything, because we're still kind of waiting to see how the whole vaccination thing keeps rolling out worldwide. I mean, right now, Americans aren't even allowed into the country yet, so there's that. We want to make sure that everything's going to be okay, because we did have to cancel our October 2020 trip to the Czech Republic because of the pandemic. So we don't want to have to cancel on people again. So the people who were on that canceled trip are going to get first chance to sign up for the new trip. So that's the first thing. If we can't do it in the spring of 2022, then it'll be in the fall of 2022. The summertime, it's too hot and it's also too crowded. So we like to do spring or fall. And then we will also plan on another trip to China and Hong Kong at some point. Those trips are going to be smaller numbers of people allowed on the trip. It's just harder to keep hold of that many people in a really dense population like China. So we did 12 people on the first China trip, and that seemed like a good number. I think we might be able to go up to like maybe 15, 16 max. With the Czech Republic, we can do more people, and I was actually really pleasantly surprised. I was concerned when we did our very first one, we had 50 people on the trip. I was worried that would be too many for us to kind of gel together and like really get to know each other and spend time together. But honestly, that group, more than any other of my trips, well, I don't know, China really gelled too. I don't know. That first Czech trip just was magical because we all just loved each other so much. We keep in touch. It's really cool. So the answer is yes, we'll be doing more of those. And there was some other question in here that I saw. Can this bracelet be done with a needle on each thread? Absolutely, Karen. There's no reason why you can't do that. I personally tend to not be very good at doing that, so I don't do it that way, but there's no reason why you can't. So go for it. Oh no, Leona miscounted yesterday. Somebody asked, I know what it was earlier, somebody asked if I'd been to Sweden before. No, and that's on my wish list too, for sure. Laura Miller mentions John was a wealth of info. I know. Unbelievable, right? He's coming back. I'm so excited. We actually have a plan. I don't have my phone. Well, actually, I'm using my phone as the hand camera, so I can't look up the date right this second, but it is, I believe, 2 weeks from yesterday. It's on a Sunday. We're going to do at 3 o'clock. We're 3 o'clock Central Time. We're going to do a Facebook Live with John again, and he's going to concentrate on coatings this time and tell us about coatings. And I know that there's so much. I've actually been keeping a little list of questions that I want to ask him when we do that Facebook Live again. So I'm super excited to have him come back. And he's going to come on a regular basis and do videos with us. So he actually is shipping an entire pallet of beads down to me right now. They are going to arrive tomorrow. Crystal and I were talking about doing a little unboxing video for you guys tomorrow when that pallet arrives. And on that pallet, he's shipping down 4 boxes on there are books and samples and sample cards and all sorts of visual stuff for future videos with him. So I'm really excited that we're going to have a whole series of these videos with John, explaining to us history and production and all that kind of interesting information. Cindy Kidwell, I'm going. Yeah, girl, you're going. Cindy's, I love Cindy to pieces. She's a little bit of a stalker, you guys. Okay, maybe not a stalker, but she's coming on all the trips and I absolutely love it. Do major brick mortar retail sell Superduos? I think you guys are going to have to answer that for Judith, because I honestly don't know. I tend to not go into those stores. I think I've seen people mention buying Superduos and Michaels, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's see here. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Crystal just posted a link to the Facebook Live with John. Connection glitching. Yeah, I hate it. Hate that part. Lisa, another trip to Italy. Maybe. The problem with the trip to Italy was that we didn't really have a bead component part of that. But that being said, I would die to go back to Italy again because Italy is so gorgeous. Let's see here. Will there ever be a Japan trip? I really want to do a Japan trip. That will take a lot more effort on our part. And the reason is the Czech trips and the China trips are really easy for us to throw together because John has been traveling to these places for 20 years and he knows where to stay and how to get from one place to another and who to be in touch with to get, the factory tours and that kind of thing. In Japan, he doesn't have those contacts because his business has not been bead weaving kind of people. It's bigger beads. So more like fire polish and table cut beads and the bigger stuff. So we have to develop those contacts and make those travel arrangements ahead of time, and it's starting from scratch. So I have floated the idea to John of doing that, but that's probably going to be a couple of years in the future, to be quite honest. Let's see here. Rebecca's doing her Festival Light with 2 needles. I think that's awesome. Will I ever be on JTV again? I don't know. I'm not adverse to that idea. It's people either love being on the show or hate it because it's a lot of sensory input. It's a really high pressure going on live TV. It is the most difficult video shoot that I've ever done. Having said that, it's a big adrenaline rush to do it too, because it's one of the few shows where they actually give you what they call a monitor. It's the little earbud that you have the producer from the producer's box, wherever he is, in your ear talking. So you might be talking and he's telling you, okay, we're switching to this camera, make sure you pivot that way, or that kind of thing. So you have to continue your own train of thought while you've got somebody talking and telling you what to do in your ear. It's also a lot of work ahead of time because we have to get all of those, whatever it is, kits or beads or whatever it is that we're going to sell, ready and shipped to JTV in advance. So it's entirely possible that we could do it again. I don't have any immediate plans, let's put it that way. Sarah Ayler's here. Good morning, Sarah. Sarah is a big reason why I've wanted to do these Bead Along with Jill videos. You can see when I'm not getting a whole lot of beading done. We'll work on that over time. But Sarah and Kristen Fagan do such a fabulous job over on Softflex with their live videos that they really inspired me to want to do this and really reach out and connect with you guys on Facebook. So that's something that's super cool that I haven't really explored that much, and basically I miss y'all. So Brian, by the way, you need to keep an eye on time for me because this doesn't tell me what time it is. So just kind of give me a high sign when I'm getting close to like an hour.
30 seconds.
Has it been an hour already? Well, if that wasn't good timing, I don't know what was. Okay, well, we're going to hang out for a little while longer. I have a hard time stopping when I get started. Let's see here. Finished bracelet. Let's see. Come in spring. Sweden is wonderful in May. Yes, that would be amazing. That's one of the things that I was thinking the other night, is how lucky I am that my love of beads has taken me to places all over the world and will continue to take me places all over the world, because it's just such, it's really special that you guys want to meet with me and hang out and take classes or go places with me. I don't know what it is about me that you guys want to hang out with me, but I'm grateful. Let's see here. Too many other voices in my head. Kessie, that's a whole different problem. Jane Martin, have you got the gold pearls kit? No, but I do have the pearls sitting on my desk, so we're getting a lot closer. I will try to prioritize that next week. Okay, Jane? Because I know a bunch of people have asked for this. It's not just Jane. That pretty gold pearls festival light colorway that I did in the how to do it with a clasp, a lot of people have been asking for a kit for that colorway. And so I did order a bunch of the pearls, and I'm doing a seed bead order today, so I will make sure that the seed beads that I need for that are in the seed bead order, and we'll start working on getting those kits ready for you. I'm JWTV. I love that. Yes, good one, Marilyn. We're gonna start calling it that. I'm gonna brand it JWTV. I love it. 30 seconds. I know. Terry, yeah, I need longer than an hour. Well, the problem is that I'm a motor mouth. So I posted this kind of as a random Facebook post one day, and I know that you all didn't know where it came from, but my friend John Kubrick, he texted me one night and he said, I just had dinner, or I just got this text from friends of mine who watched the live video that I did with you, and so he copied and pasted what his friend said, and you did a great job. I didn't know how involved you were in actually deciding what the beads were, as opposed to just buying them off a shelf, which was kind of my experience with him. And then her last note was, that Jill's quite a talker. And I'm like, yeah, that Jill is quite a talker. Oh, goodness. Oh, my gosh, Mom's even watching. She normally hates watching me on video, too, because she knows what a talker I am, and she has to listen to me all the time. A Texas retreat. Liz, Crystal has actually been already trying to talk me into that. Very possibly. We're probably going to be talking at least 2 years out. We're probably going to be talking 2023, because I've got so much expansion planned for the next, it's probably going to be about a year that before we're really kind of like on even ground again. And so, and also you have to plan those things in advance that far. So part of my question to you guys is, if I did a Texas retreat, would you want, so we've got Crystal and I that can do classes. Would you want other teachers, or is just Crystal and I enough to do like a 3-day weekend event? Or, I'm kind of trying to figure out what that would look like. So chime in with what you think it should look like. Let's see here. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Karen, oh yes, the class at the One Stop Bead Shop in Columbus, Ohio, that was a very memorable weekend, because there was a big snowstorm and I had trouble getting into Columbus. So that was super, super memorable. Let's see here. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Sending me. Oh no, I hadn't heard that One Stop went out of business. Man, it's really hard time for brick and mortar stores. It was before COVID, and now it's even worse, and we're really seeing the death of that whole way of shopping for beads, which is sad. I know that I'm an online bead store, but there's still no substitute for putting colors together, in right next to each other and seeing how they interact, or touching and fondling the beads and that kind of thing, and getting that in-person learning. I mean, we do really well with the videos, but there's certainly a lot to be said for in-person learning where your teacher can come up and look exactly at your piece and see what's gone wrong with it. You know, they can kind of pull back a little bit, see where the thread path is or whatever. So I'm a big fan of your local stores, and it makes me sad every time I hear that another one's gone under. Marina wants to know about my giant mug. This is a Bubba mug. It's literally what the brand name is. It's a Bubba mug. So actually, if you go on Amazon and just search for Bubba mug, this is the 64-ounce version. There are some that still have like this really wide base, but I think that they've also changed the newer ones to where it has a base that will fit in a cup holder in a car. So you can still get them. You can get them in 32 ounce. You can get them in the 48. You can get them in the 62. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different sizes, but that's what these are, is they're Bubba mugs. And I love it because it's got, I should really get, you know, some credit for telling people about this stuff, but it's got this flip top, which I really like. This is why I used to use it at the, let me make sure that I'm under the camera as I'm doing this. This is why I used it at the bead shows, is because I could take my sip out of here and then close that off, and then if it accidentally fell off the table, it wouldn't go flying everywhere. Now that I use it here in the office, I use a metal straw, so it's a reusable thing, and I can just pop it in there, and it works really great. So you can use it either way, it's very insulated, so it keeps hot stuff hot and cold stuff cold. So I like it. Mom says she's watching, but you can't make me listen. Then how did she hear what I said? I don't believe you, Miss June Wiseman. Okay, let's see here. I'm probably going to have to start wrapping this up. Oh, you guys want to pitch tents in the backyard? Okay, that works. Let's see here. A Just a Jill retreat, huh? Aw. I think it would be awfully fun. And then I think about all the work that goes into it, but I keep reminding myself that I'm going to have Crystal here pretty soon, and it won't all be on my shoulders. I've got all these plans to bring in all these additional people, and I think it was actually last night that Crystal and I were texting back and forth, and she says, aren't you starting to feel better? And I'm like, I'll feel better when boots are on the ground. This is all forward planning, you know, and whether it's 2 weeks from now when Kaylin starts working for us, or whether it's 4 weeks from now when Crystal gets here, I still don't have people here today. So I'm going to feel a lot better when I get the people here today. Okay, so I think that I'm going to wrap it up for today. I will keep working on my bracelet because, yeah, that's how much I got done in an hour. You guys are distracting, but in a good way. So I will post pictures as I go along. It's probably going to take me a couple days to get this finished because I've got so much other stuff going on today. But thank you guys for being here for my inaugural Bead with Jill, JWTV. And we will definitely do this again. I'm going to have to figure out what our 3 times are that we're going to rotate between. But I'll see how this doing it through an event worked out for you guys. Tell me if you were able to find it easily and that kind of thing. Because if that's a good way of doing this, then I will keep doing that. If it's easier if I just share the video to the group, to the Jill Wiseman Designs page, to my personal page, if it's easier for you to find it that way, then I can do it that way too. So give me some feedback on that. We'll figure it out as we go along. All right, you guys. Mwah, love you. Till next time.